Hi, this is Jay from Lo Shu Numerology.com, and today we're going to be doing a reading for Lily. And Lily, I've taken all of the digits of your birth date, taking out the zeros because we don't use zeros in Lo Shu, and we end up with 4 digits, and they're both, I mean, it's like 2 and 2. So this is going to be a really different reading. So first thing we're going to do is move the digits from your birth date down into the Lo Shu magic square here. So the 5s go here, and the 2s go here, and the other 5 here, and the other 2 goes right there. And so now that we have distributed all of the digits down into the magic square, we're going to be looking for patterns. We look for rows, columns, and diagonals where all of those locations have numbers in them or no numbers in them. And this is going to be really weird because we've only got 2 locations that have anything in them at all. And so first thing we're going to do is look for rows, and the first row and the second row are a mix of some and none, so they don't get an arrow at all. But this last row, we get one here, and since there's nothing in there, it gets a dashed arrow. And then columns, we're looking here, we've got one right here at the beginning, nothing in this one, so it is a dashed arrow here. And for diagonals, we've got a mix of some and none, so that is it. We have 2 arrows, and now we look for locations in the grid where they have more than a single digit in that location, and we've got 2 of those, the 2s and the 5s. So this is going to be a really interesting reading, and I'll tell you why, because I'm looking ahead here at what's happening. I'm gonna little spoiler here. This one says, are you a thinker or are you more of an action person? And this arrow is saying you're more of a thinker. But this one says, are you a thinker or an action taker in different areas of your life? And this one says you're action. So we've got a conflict here. We'll see exactly what happens with a conflict like that in just a moment. I'm going to get the cards we need from the Lo Shu deck, and Lily, we will be right back with your reading. And we are back ready to get started in this. And so this bottom row is what we're going to do first. That is action. Are you more of a thinker or are you more of a doer? And the negative or the minus arrow there says that it's minus action. You're more of a thinker, except that we've also got this one down here, which I'm going to go ahead and bring it over here right now, is minus thought, which says you are more of an action person. When this conflict happens, we end up dropping down in the action card here. This doesn't mean thinker or doer for you. This means that what don't you do? What kind of action don't you do? You don't jump to conclusions. You are the peacemaker when an argument starts up. You're the person who's diplomatic. When a problem happens in a group of people, they look to you as one of the problem solvers for this. That is what this arrow means for you. So are you an idea person or an action person? The minus thought says that you are more likely to jump in and give something a go. When something comes up, it's not that you don't put any thought into it, but you tend to act first and think later. And as everybody who's been around the block a time or two knows, you kind of have to watch out for that, because you can't do that all the time and get away with it. So we've got those 2 taken care of. Let's go ahead and jump into the numbers. We're going to look at the 2s first. And 2 is cooperation. And this is interesting because the cooperation, which means that you get along with people and you can work with people, has to do with that diplomacy back here with the minus action arrow. So this 2 says that you work well with others, and even though you have strong beliefs of your own, you are willing to be open-minded and fair, and that is one of the things that people like about you, and which also makes you a peacemaker. And finally, we get to the last number, which are the 5s, and that is activity. And this activity and this minus thought just jump into something, really go hand in hand. And that's why especially you need to watch out when you do something and think what are the consequences of this before you really get into it, because the 5s say that you're gonna take action. Doesn't mean that you're active all the time. There are times maybe when you want to have some quiet time, recharge, things like that. But in general, if there's something going on, you're in the middle of it. And this says that other people are going with you, and when there's problems, they're looking to you for solutions. And taking all this into account, Lily, I don't know if you think of yourself as a leader, but I know there are people in your life who look at you that way. There is your reading, Lily. I hope it gives you something to think about.